So thank you for coming. AlzeCure Pharma, we are a company focusing on Alzheimer's and pain. We are a spin-out out of AstraZeneca. So when AstraZeneca left this field, we joined. And we founded this company and with the funding of the Swedish Alzheimer's Fund, who still are with us. And we are based at Karolinska Institute in Stockholm and working with several different groups at Karolinska. And we focus and work with small molecule projects and developing first-in-class molecules. We have one project called Alzstatin to prevent that you develop Alzheimer's. Then we have one program called New Restore to help individuals to re-establish the ability to learn and remember. And then we also have pain project where we work with some of the same mechanisms as with New Restore, but just converted. And we are listed at the Swedish Nasdaq since 2018. Our business model is that we are a research and development company, and we want to out-license our project in early clinical phase and aiming now to out-license 1 to 2 projects to finance the rest of the portfolio. And this is our research portfolio. And as you see, we have several different programs. So in New Restore, where we focus on Alzheimer's, we have positive phase 1 data on safety tolerability and also showing target engagement. And here we are preparing for phase 2. And then in Alzstatin, the preventive treatment against Alzheimer's, we are assessing 2 candidates to choose 1 to go into phase 1. And then in our pain project, we have ACD440, first-in-class TRPV1 antagonist, where we last year got positive phase 2 data in patients, and where we are now preparing for phase 2. And then on TrkA-NAM, ACD137, we are in preclinical phase, preparing for phase 1. And we are working with world-announced QLs, such as, for instance, Henrik Zetterberg. We have also just had a new member joining the company, and that is Jan Lundberg, who I think is, he was head of R&D at Eli Lilly and is behind what today is truly Eli Lilly's success. And he has invested in our company and joined the board and really getting active in the company, which validates what we are having and have developed. In Alzheimer's, we have, as I mentioned, 2 platforms, Alzstatin and New Restore. What's comforting here is that our project here is validated by Big Pharma. So Roche has a similar project to Alzstatin, and New Restore, Eisai, is also working with the same mechanism. But we have differentiating factors on these projects. Alzstatin, here we are focusing on seeing to it that you do not develop plaque in the brain, which deteriorates the brain. So how is the plaque evolving? They are evolving through a cascade where a protein called amyloid beta 42 is produced. And when it enters the brain, it coagulates up in bigger and bigger fragments, building plaque. And this is what we are focusing on diminishing. And we have molecules where we can show that we can diminish the production of this buildup without to 60%. And we know in families who have a lower production of A-beta 42 with around 20 to 30%, they do not develop Alzheimer's. And as we are diminishing the production of these A-beta 42 and 40, we are also increasing the production of A-beta 37 and 38, which has shown both clinically and preclinically to be protective. And the treatment targets here are many. So this can be in maintenance treatment for individuals who have developed Alzheimer's. It can also be used in combination with the antibodies that's now approved in the US, for instance. But ultimately, we want this to be a preventive treatment. And identifying the patient based on biomarkers and also on genetics. Then we are heading into phase 1, and this phase 1 is really attractive, because here we are not only anticipating to get safety and tolerability data, but we should also be able to show that we can diminish the production of A-beta 42. So we get what we see as efficacy data. And here we are also looking at bringing in Alzheimer's patients already in phase 1. And new restore to improve memory and learning capabilities. Here we are having here we are working with neurotrophins, which are central for learning and memory capabilities, NGF and BDNF. And we know that when you are low on these factors, you are deteriorating in memory decline quicker. And here we are able to increase the signaling of these neurotrophins. So what we are doing is we have a positive allosteric modulator going in and increasing the signaling of NGF and BDNF. And here, how it is working, and what we now can see is that we do not only improve the signaling of these neurotrophins, we are also actually impacting neural proliferation, we are improving neuroprotection, we are inducing neurite outgrowth, we are improving synaptic health, increasing mitochondrial activity with around 25 to 50%, and we have now also shown that the compound is anti-inflammatory. So based on that, we also see the opportunity for disease-modifying abilities. And we are able to show preclinically that we can impact the ability to learn, impact the ability to store what you have learned, and impact the ability to remember what you have learned. And preclinically, we have shown this in models with aged animals, where you compare them to individuals who are top performers, and that's equivalent to the age of 25. We gave these older animals our compound. We performed a learning test, tested after 1 day. The old animals had forgotten fairly much, but there was still no statistical significance. But then we went in on day 11. And on day 11, the old animals who had not received our compound have more or less forgotten everything. But the individuals who had received our compound remembered as well as the young. So this is really fascinating. And what we can say here is that we have been into phase 1, showing that this is a compound which is safe and tolerable. We also have a great PK profile, more than 37% goes over the blood-brain barrier. And we also have shown that we are activating centers in the brain which are central for memory and for cognition. And also Eisai is in this field. They actually say that this kind of mechanism can be a general disease-modifying treatment in neurodegenerative diseases, so also in Parkinson, Lewy body, etc. What's great here is that this is increasing the interest of our project, but what's also good is that when we benchmark our molecule with Eisai's, we can really see differentiating factors. We have a longer half-life for once daily. They have around 3 hours. We also have impact on cognition, which we can't see that they have. We also have impact in depression models. So this is really great for us. So differentiated. And then what's also good is that we have a good patent situation. We have a patent granted in the US, Japan, in Europe for 2039. So this is great. And then let's look at our pain projects. Here we have 2. We have TrkA-NAM, focusing on osteoarthritis. There are more than 300 million patients, growing patient population with the aging population, and also due to other problems. Then we also have a project for neuropathic pain, and neuropathic pain is the individually biggest pain market. And here we have first-in-class TRPV1 antagonist. And this mechanism was awarded the Nobel Prize in 2021. And if we look at TrkA-NAM, this concept is validated by the antibodies. The antibodies showed great efficacy, but they had side effects. What we have developed are molecules which is more specific. And here we are not expecting to have the side effects, the safety concerns you had with the antibodies. We're also developing an oral medication. And here we also expect no addiction. And we know the big problem we have with opioids today. And what's happening in this field is also that there are several big players who are truly interested in this area. You have Pfizer and Merck who have published molecules, and then you have AlzeCure who actually now have went into phase 2 and 2B. This is validating what we are doing, increasing the interest. And here we also see that we have molecules which is clearly differentiated compared to AlzeCure's. And then ACD440, novel TRPV1 antagonist. The team began to work with this project at AstraZeneca. Initially it was an oral, but based on the mechanism, it is actually better to have it as topical. Because when you give it orally, it gives side effects. When you give it topically, you don't have the systemic effect, but you can have the pain relief, which we have shown in both phase 1 and in phase 2 studies. And we have positive phase 2A data in chronic patients with neuropathic pain. And what we showed, or what is interesting with this market, is that up to 80% of the patients in this market are not satisfied with the current treatments. And about 50% are getting opioids. So here really needs to be new alternatives. So ACD440 has a great potential here. And in the trial in chronic patients, we showed positive proof of mechanism. We showed that we could diminish chronic pain in temperature-induced neuropathic pain with 50%. And we also did not have any safety or tolerability problems. And we also have a test, a bedside kit, where we can identify the patients who are expected to respond. So if they are reacting to heat or cold, they will also respond positively to our treatment. And here we are now preparing for next phase 2, having dialogue with external partners. And investment highlight, why AlzeCure? AlzeCure, we are targeting unmet medical need with significant unmet medical needs. We also have a strong team which has been able to create the pipeline that I have been presenting from idea into clinic. And also we have platforms with game changers, and we have also parallel programs and follow-up. So we are no one-trick pony. And also all the areas we are working with are having really multi-billion opportunities. And as a company, we have shown that we have the ability to evolve from an idea company into phase 2. So a great place to be. So with that, I would like to thank you for your attention and looking forward to take some questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any volunteers for questions? In which case, thank you very much. That was fantastic.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Take care.